When President Jefferson acquired the Louisiana Purchase, the expectation was it would take centuries to do anything about settling this part of the world, because it was so vast with immense distances between points of civilization.
Prior to the Industrial Revolution, people lived in a very natural way. They got up when the sun rose, they went to bed when the sun set. It was a very agricultural mentality. The Transcontinental Railroad completely changed the sense of time in America.
Denver was on the edge of an ocean of grass, and the railroad was the steamship that was going to come and save these poor castaways. When the Union Pacific chose to go through Cheyenne, where the grade was relatively less arduous, then everybody realized that we had to do something.
They needed and raised about $300,000 within a week, and signaled to Union Pacific that indeed they would pay the cost of laying the railroad bed up to Cheyenne if the railroad would come back down to Denver.
Initially, Denver had a separate station for each line, and you could walk as far as a mile between, say, the Kansas Pacific and the Denver Pacific and the Denver and Rio Grande railroads. It didn't take people long to realize we wanted a Union station as a united station serving all of these different railroads.
It was the largest building in town, this mammoth train depot out on really what was the edge of town. But its gravitational pull was such that Denver really grew towards Union Station. It totally realigned the streetscape.
Union Station didn't escape that plague of all Western cities. And in 1894, a chandelier in the women's waiting room caused a fire that burned the entire center portion of the depot.
Planners began in the first decade of the 20th century to actually expand Union Station into a larger facility. By 1920 and up to about 1950, Union Station received more trains than it ever had in its history.
And of course, it was a great gathering place where the returning soldiers would meet their sweethearts there. Families would be reunited, meet with fond embraces at Union Station.
And you didn't wear your Levi's and t-shirt. You put on your three-piece suit, wore your hat. Ladies were dressed in